The ratings agency Standard & Poor's has downgraded France's AAA credit rating. The decision could affect the country's borrowing rates, and it does deepen the Eurozone crisis. 8 other countries also had their ratings downgraded. Our Europe editor Gavin Hewitt has this report from Paris.
Le journal de 20h.
The French evening news tonight, and the moment France learnt it had been stripped of its top AAA credit rating.
Ce soir, la dégradation imminente de la note française.
Facing an election, this had been President Sarkozy's big fear. It was only the verdict of one ratings agency, but already his opponents say it represents a failure of his policies. It was left to the French finance minister to make this announcement.
It
is not good news, but this is not a catastrophe. The ratings agencies don't control the politics of France. We do.
At the Élysée Palace tonight, President Sarkozy gathered together his top advisers. What the downgrade will mean is an increase in French borrowing costs. France's debt is set to reach 90% of its output this year. They have to raise 290 billion euros just to pay off old debts. The French government already has to pay 3.1% to borrow. That figure could now increase.
Potentially in the future, French borrowing costs will rise. That's bad for France. That's potentially bad for the Eurozone because France finances the rescue shield.
For President Sarkozy and Chancellor Merkel, the downgrade also weakens the firepower of the Eurozone's main bailout fund, which is linked to the credibility of the nations that back it. There was a protest tonight outside the ratings agency's office in Paris, calling the decision a declaration of war against France. But most people say the downgrade has the potential to damage President Sarkozy.
It's a very, very big blow to Sarkozy, to his party, and 100 days from the elections, it's very bad news.
As well as France, Italy, a key country, was significantly downgraded tonight. Spain too saw its credit rating cut, and Austria lost its AAA rating. Other European countries were also set to be downgraded. The downgrade discussed here at the Élysée Palace tonight and in other affected European capitals wasn't the only bad news for the Eurozone today. Key talks aimed at reducing Greece's debt burden have now run into difficulties. Protests against spending cuts have continued in Athens. Greece needs to agree a new rescue package. A central element of any deal is that investors agree to take significant losses. Those talks appear close to collapse, raising the prospect of a Greek default.
I think it's pretty much 99% certain that Greece will default on its debts. When you look at the Greek economy and the rate that it's contracting and the fact that the debt pile is going up day by day.
France found support tonight from Germany, saying the judgment of the ratings agencies shouldn't be overestimated. But today, after a brief lull, the Eurozone crisis was threatening once again. Gavin Hewitt, BBC News, Paris.